Hi, I'm Philip Milton of Milton Photography in North Wales, and today I wanted to look at the beginner to enthusiast level tripod. So this is normally a tripod that I would recommend for the first time purchaser, or alternatively somebody that has already purchased a tripod that's normally been sub £100 and then they found a list of issues with it. So whether it's bent or snapped or a joint has given up, including the quick releases, it's filled with salt and sand, blown over, the list goes on. So anyway, I'm going to have a look at this tripod, which is from Vanguard. It's an Alta Pro 2 and it's the 263 model AB. I'll do a little bit more of a breakdown on it, but generally what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of these features. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go with Vanguard. I would recommend it. This is a tripod that I saw a while ago. I wanted something for a beginner. I looked through what people were manufacturing from different manufacturers, and this is kind of the place where I went, and it's normally the one that I recommend to my beginner workshops as well. It is £179. I will throw a link in below so that it takes you straight to this item, and it is available through Cambrian, which is the place that I'd normally work at if I wasn't on furlough thanks to the never-ending lockdown. So let's go over some of the basic features. So to start off with, this is aluminium. Aluminium's quite a handy material. It's very lightweight, isn't prone to rusting, and the other thing is it's very strong. You're not ending up having to pay, say for instance, carbon fiber prices for a very small difference in weight. So there's an advantage to aluminium. The other thing is that tends to put this into a good bracket, into the above £100 bracket, is that it can be repaired. There isn't anything on here that I can't strip down and rebuild up. And Vanguard have got very good customer services, reputation. Their reps work incredibly hard. Ours is Jason in this area, and he's just been wonderful with us with helping anything to do with this kind of product. So it was also another little bit of a no-brainer for me to be able to recommend this product, because I knew you'd get such good customer service. We do have some lovely advanced features. So for instance, we have twist locks. Some people say, oh well, you want clips. It becomes a personal thing. They have their pros and cons, but the thing that I like about them is that I can wear gloves and I can still pull them up and down. And they're relatively straightforward, so if anything goes wrong with this, I can unscrew the whole unit and stick another unit straight back in. Clips tend to be a little bit more problematic, but you know, it's a personal preference. So we have three sections. Three sections are very strong. You can also get 4 sections, and you can also get 5 sections. So for instance, the tripod that I'm using over there is the Vanguard Veo, which is the Traveller series, which is great because it's about chest high when it finishes at extension, and it's just nice and lightweight, which means that on one bag I can carry the 2 tripods and I'm not feeling too overweighted. The upside to 3 legs is that each one of these is individually strong. If you go down to say 4 or 5 sections, you can make the tripod incredibly small, but you do lose some of the rigidity. So that's your kind of balance out, because this is a nice thick tube at the bottom here, whereas on the other hand those are tiny tubes, so it is more prone to wobbling in strong windy conditions, which is why I have to kind of be careful on what days I come out. So we've done that, we've done the aluminium, right. Done the repairable. Oh, what shall we move on to next? Okay. crazy little features do include things like you can bring the legs out to 90 degrees. It does mean that it's handy in difficult situations. This thing has got Allen keys, so I can tighten this up so that it'll hold itself in place, but I tend not to bother. And then you've also got a clipping mechanism so that you can work at 20-degree intervals, so it gives you a fair bit of flexibility there, as well as the 90 degrees. So you can work up against things like walls, trees, you can work with it inside, and know that you could rest it onto something like a bedstand or something like that and not have to worry about how you're going to get all three legs going when you can splay them out. There are also other advantages to being able to splay out. It means that you can work lower, but in awkward situations. So for instance, you could imagine a stream now running underneath this, and you can still get a nice low shot. It comes up to a decent height as well, without extending the central column. Any photographer worth their salt will tell you that the last thing you really want to do is extend this, because when you're here, down here, you've got three legs working for you. When you're here, in essence, you've only got one. So if I try and wiggle that, well, legs are still tucking themselves in as opposed to wanting to fall over. That's going to go. So it's about strength, it's about rigidity, it's about keeping itself in place. If this section can come up as high as possible, that's an advantage to you. Okay, so try not to use that central column. Nice little tip in there for you. Try and get the tripod up to its maximum height without ever using that bit. That's to say, it does have its advantages, a central column. What I tend to do with it, and in one of their advanced models, the carbon fibre, it's actually got a device for flipping over, is that I can pop this out, and fingers crossed, I can feed it in upside down. This tripod is rated to support from above 10 kilograms. Hanging upside down, probably not as much, but it kind of tells you the build quality that's going into this type of tripod. So what I would probably still say is that upside down it will still support 2 or 3 kilos, which if you're a landscape photographer, that's still going to be your camera body and one of your more decent lenses. So whether that's a 24, 35, 50, 85 millimeter or 24 to 105 lens, 16 to 35, oh, I could keep on going all day. That's probably going to be nicely supported above that. You've got a nice good twisting lock on there as well, and you could work from underneath. As I say, there is an advanced model, it's closer to £300, but it's actually got that feature built into it. I really do like that feature on the more advanced model, but it takes it out of this price point. And we are trying to make this so that it's affordable for somebody that's just getting up and running. Remember, a tripod can be in case for life. Easy maintenance, replacing components, reasonably inexpensive. There isn't a reason why a tripod of this type shouldn't last 10 to 20 years. Okay, so we've done our legs, we've done our pivoting. Right, let's have a look at the smaller features. So let's bring that to you. Okay, moving on to the head unit. First of all, I'd like to direct your attention to, first of all, you have got a little clip here. You have got a section on the side here which is threaded so that you can mount a hook into it. And you've also got your knob which is for raising the central column. Let's just bring that back a little bit now so that we can balance that out. So, spirit level is very, very handy. Whether you're trying to do landscapes or portraits, just making sure that this section is level by using the screw clips or the grips on the side of the legs, just to make sure that everything is balanced before you start adjusting anything else, really comes in handy. So we've got spirit level there, but we are also treated to a spirit level, as you can see, on the head on the side there, and you are also treated to one on the side of the plate there. Okay, this model is what's called an Arca Swiss plate. This is very handy because you can normally get hold of these plates relatively inexpensive from here, there and everywhere. Vanguard, I think, do a spare one for about 15 quid, so it's worth getting hold of one of those. You can always keep that in a bag or in the boot of your car, something like that. The other thing with the Arca Swiss head is it tends to be quite an accessible head. There are things called L brackets. They're very popular for people that do panoramics, and that allows you to take the head from landscape and turn it to portrait, and it does it above something called the nodal point, which is the dead center of the tripod. It just allows for panoramic photos to be made a lot easier, as opposed to plonking it down the side and then tilting. There are some negatives into that approach. It's better if you can kind of keep it above this central point. So we also have a good knob release on here, so let's just tilt this down. So start off with, I do have to fully open that up to get it. We've got a little nub here. That's handy because what it does is that once we've got a little bit of lock onto it, we can still slide it around a little bit, but it's not going to come off the sides. And so it gives you a little bit of safety whilst you're removing your camera off the top there. Okay. Now, getting on to these, what we have here is we have a friction control, and we also have the lock and the release. The way that I try and explain this is that if you've got a big heavy lens, what you're probably going to want is quite a bit of friction, so that when you're trying to angle it, the head's not just going to go like that very quickly, which would be what would happen if you just slacken off this. If, on the other hand, you have got quite a lightweight camera, you're not going to want the same kind of friction that would make moving this almost impossible. You're going to want to ease up a little bit so that smaller movements can be done. If you take the lock, for instance, that's the equivalent of just jamming a pin into the side of the ball. This, on the other hand, is kind of like brushing up against it and just providing a little bit of friction on there. So what you're not doing is wearing into the ball by using the friction control. So that's a very handy control. It's definitely worth learning to play with both of them. And then we have also this one. This controls our axis, and that allows you to then pivot on point. So what I was saying about learning to do things like panoramics, very handy little thing to have there, because you've also got all these degree controls starting from 0 and going all the way around to 180, and then it comes back on itself. So that's how I've learned to do panoramics, is by controlling that kind of movement. The head you can remove, so Vanguard themselves do multiple heads, but there are also heads from other manufacturers. So those can also still be mounted onto here. So you are given some flexibility. So if you really like this head, these legs, but you don't like the head, for instance, maybe you prefer one that they don't have in their catalogue at the moment, then it does give you the chance to just go for the legs and things like that. Okay, so these are features that I would probably recommend on the beginner to intermediate tripod. You are then able to go into more advanced features yet again, but at the moment I'm trying to keep things a little bit simple. I do normally deal in my day-to-day life with people that are just starting off with photography, and this has been one of my top picks for the last year and a half for the beginner photographer that's willing to invest a little bit more so that they know they don't have to invest a lot more in a shorter period. Okay, well, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy that. Do leave any comments. If you want me to stop doing these things, please let me know. At the moment I'm just doing them as a bit of fun to keep me entertained whilst in furlough and lockdown. So you guys have a good day, and hopefully I'll catch you soon. If you have any topics, do throw them in the comments below. Thank you. Bye bye.